808s. Yo, what's up guys, it's Relik, welcome to Wave Ninja. Today, you know what day it is. It's Freebie Friday, which means that today I'm going to be going over all the free plugins that I would recommend to you guys, that I enjoy, that I think you guys should fuck with. So yeah, this week I'm going to be going over Distortion plugins, specifically for 808s, because I seem to get the most comments about 808s more than anything else, at least when I like post stuff. So I'm going to be showing you my top 5 free plugins for 808s that are mostly Distortion. I think there's one that's kind of not, but it's like a little bit of a gray area, but we'll get into it. And just so you know, I'm going to be showing you examples on a Spins 808 just because I feel like everybody's pretty familiar with how a Spins 808 sounds regularly. So my 5th favorite plugin is actually called Brainworx Subfilter, and if you guys are familiar with RBass or Max Bass by Waves, this is kind of similar to it, but except it's a free version, and I'm gonna kind of go over all the little features about it. Unfortunately, the one downside is it's pretty small and it's not resizable, which kind of sucks.
That's what she said.
But yeah, so basically what it does is it kind of enhances the low end. So say you need a little low end in your 808, because sometimes when you distort it too much, it can kind of take away from the low end. But what this basically does is it kind of brings back that low end in, and you can be pretty specific about how you want to do it. So obviously the gain in is gonna add the distortion. Here's it without, and then with. And then you can also change it to low or extreme. And then type punching is pretty cool because you can choose a specific frequency if you wanted to. So if you want a little more body, like around 90 hertz, you can do that. Or if you want it like more of the low end, you can also do that. Obviously there's a low end as well. And then there's the output gain, because like you saw, it kind of clips because I have it pretty high up in the mix, which I mean, I wouldn't say it's a mix, it's literally just a Spins 808. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. You can definitely get some really cool sounds out of it. And yeah, the 4th one on the list is actually called Dystroyed, and it's spelled with a Y. And I basically found this out recently from a video going over like a certain song that Dylan Tallchief made, and I really enjoy the sound of it. And it actually is pretty cool because it has Distortion, which is basically distortion and compression, and then it also has bit crushing, which I think is pretty interesting considering that most free distortion plugins don't have bit crushing along with it. But yeah, there's some presets and they're not very good, I'm not gonna lie, but this is what it sounds like. And then you can also do stuff like the sample rate. Pretty gnarly. What else is there? Obviously bit crushing. Obviously this can get pretty gnarly. I usually keep it with Distortion mostly, but you know, this is actually a really good plugin. I would definitely recommend that you at least pick it up, because with the right 808 it can actually sound really good. Next one on the list is actually called PhreePhuzz, and I can't remember how I found this one. I think I was just doing a little bit of research, but it is a fuzz distortion like it says in the name. But what's cool about this is it has I think it's like 5 or 6 different types. It goes all the way up to F. Each have a little bit of a different characteristic to it. I think I like A the most, but some are definitely more extreme than others. Like as you can see, B is pretty crazy. This is C is more subtle. D, E, and F. And all of them bring a little bit of a different characteristic to it. Like I said, sometimes distortion can actually take away from the low end, so I think that would be a really good use for the Brainworx plugin that I recommended earlier. That definitely can work in a company with like most of these in general. The second one on the list is actually called MWaveShaper, and it's by Melda. I actually went over this when I went into, I think it was like how to make the hardest kicks in the world. I'll put a link for you guys to see that if you guys haven't. And this one's really cool because it kind of is like wave shaping in a way. Obviously, because it's called Waveshaper, you can change the curve if you want. All the presets are really good, and there's quite a bit of them, and you can do stuff like adding asymmetric and a whole bunch of different stuff. Let me see if I can go through some right now. And then asymmetric. Oh. It kind of gives it a little bit of top end grit, which I really like about this. And then some are obviously a lot more extreme, just like with most plugins. There's also one by Melda called, I think it's Waveshaper, and that one is a lot more extreme, and you know, in right circumstances, it can actually sound good, but I think I prefer Waveshaper, and I use Waveshaper more. Both are definitely worth picking up, and I think you can download them both at the same time through their like Melda installer. But yeah, I really like that one. And then the last one, I'm sure this is no surprise, but it is Camelcrusher. This one is, you know, probably the most popularly known. This is such a great plugin. Some of them are a lot more extreme, but the great thing is it has a mix knob. I would download this just for the British clean preset, honestly. Like, that is so clutch, especially for 808s. Actually, pretty much anything that you need to make a little bit louder. It kind of almost does like some sort of soft clipping to it. Obviously, you're gonna have to mess with the mix, but I definitely would recommend that you pick this up just for the British clean preset. I literally have this, I think, on my kick in my Ableton template, just because it sounds so good. Definitely check all these out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm not gonna make this too long. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll have more content coming later this week. I'll see you guys.